What is an LLC? It is a limited liability company, and there are four different kinds you can choose from. You got the single member, you got the multi-member, you got the S Corp, you got the C Corp. And you might be thinking, which one did I choose? And you would think single member, but let's roll it. And you are right, it is a single member. I picked that one because it was the easiest and most straightforward LLC to start with when you are a single member or like a one person trying to start your own business. So that's why I chose the single member LLC. Now we're going to go into why do you need an LLC? What's the point of it? And so this is the point. So if you don't have an LLC, and let's say you start a business and you're absolutely crushing the business where you're selling a lot of product or doing a service where everyone's giving you a bunch of money, so much so that you're able to get a dog, a boat, a castle, a McLaren, a family, and you're absolutely shredded, crushing the game, but you're all doing this under your own personal financing and your own personal accounts to run this business that you got going on. And then you got a crazy lawyer come in out of nowhere, seeing you making all this money, and they're going to be like, I think I want that money. And so they'll be hitting you with one of these kind of things and be like, yo, you weren't sanitary this one time way back when. So therefore you have to give me a bunch of money. And so they sue you for that. And then what they do is that they'll just take your dog, they'll take your car, they'll take the boat. And surprisingly enough, they would actually take your family and take your castle. But they might not take your family, but especially how today is and the world, how it rolls around. So you can just assume that the family's gonna be gone. And so then you're left with being shredded, but with nothing else. So then you gotta start all over again. But lucky for you is that you kind of been through this before, so you kind of know a better way to go about getting back to the promised land. So that's the point of having an LLC, is that if you don't have one, then you would be up for risk of someone coming around and just taking it all from you via a lawsuit. Or this would be you with a LLC. So same thing, absolutely crushing it. Got the dog, got the car, got the familia, you got the castle, and the lawyer comes around again saying, hey, I think I want those things again. And they hit you with another lawsuit, but you have an LLC. And the LLC is the thing that owns all your business financing and assets and all that stuff. So when the lawyer wants to come and try to sue you saying, oh, you forgot to do this thing or cross your T or dot your I this one time way back when, therefore you got to give me all your stuff. The lawyer can only get the stuff that's owned by the business. Therefore, your personal stuff, like, I don't know, the family or the car or the dog, is protected and is not associated with what the business owns and runs. So for example, for my business, it'll be a fitness gym. So obviously there'd be workout equipment. And then let's say the lawyer is going after me for some random reason, just trying to get money out of me. Instead of giving him the dog, for example, to pay back the lawsuit, I would just be like, all right, here, have some weights instead of my personal things. So that's why you would want an LLC to help you be protected from lawyers that are just want to get some money out of you. And now we're going to go into the weeds a little bit on the separation between business money and personal money. So as you can see with this little graph I put together, you got the money flying into the company and it goes through the process and everything. And then the cash goes into your account. And then let's say you want to use that cash to buy yourself the McLaren. Number one rule is that you can't use business money to buy personal things. So you can't have the business credit card buy the McLaren for you, because then the lawyer will come out and be like, hey, you're acting as if your business is your personal. So then I can sue you and get the personal stuff from you. So you can never spend business money or personal money or personal things. The only way you can be able to do that is with the owner's withdrawal. It's just a piece of paper. You submit, like basically saying, I'm going to take this much money out of my business. And then you document it. And then you go to your business account and you transfer the money from your business account to your personal account. And then from there, you can go ahead and buy the McLaren or whatnot. But the key is that you got to keep business money with business, personal money with personal. Don't cross the two. And that's when, and if you do, that's when the lawyer comes in and steals all your money. And now I want to go into what the net profit is. So like you'll get the money coming in, you have the expenses and everything. And then after you have gross profit, expenses, and you get your net profit, whatever that number is for net will put you in a tax category or a tax bracket. And depending on how high your net profit is, means you'll get placed on a higher tax bracket, which means you will get taxed more for the income. What most companies do is have more expenses, so it lowers your net profit, so you get put into a smaller tax bracket. And then one thing that I wanted to specify is that you would have your net profit. You would assume that would be what you take and you can like pull from, which you could, but the responsible thing is to take the money out for taxes and then put that in a savings account in the business. So at the end of the year, you can then pay off your taxes. And then what's left over would actually be a true profit. And this is kind of the example that I have. You got money coming in, expenses, and then you got net profit, but then you take off a chunk. And then that's when you get the actual money, which is the 50K. Don't mind the dog. And the last little thing I want to go into is the owner's draw. And you can only take money from equity or profit. First, I'm going to go into the profit because it's a little bit more straightforward. Owner's draw does not affect profit. Like you cannot use an owner's draw to lower your profit or your net profit from the company. It has no effect to that. The owner's draw is only a reactionary or second effect from the profit. So like your company can make a profit or the net profit, then you can use the owner's draw to get the money from the profit into your personal account. That's one way. Equity is essentially what the company is running on, like assets that it has, cash flow to keep the business healthy and running smoothly. You can go in with an owner's draw and pull equity out into your personal account, and it's not taxed because all money that's in the equity of your business has already been taxed beforehand. Yeah, you can take as much equity as you want out of the company into your personal account, but you have to be aware and make sure that you don't take too much money out so that it doesn't have a negative effect to your business health. So that's basically the quick rundown of what an LLC is and its purpose, and a little bit into the weeds on the owner's draw and what net profit actually means. And yeah, so I'll catch you on the next one.